Today I'm going to take you through some of the stamps that I really haven't seen before. They're just all a little different, but I've never seen them in any of the collections I've collected, so here we go. I'll take you right up to these. Now look at these. This happens to be like a set of 4. Very different. They're all together, so we keep them together. And I'm not taking them off the paper. That's not my thing. But let me show you a few other ones that are on there. Guatemala, 1871 to 1971. And this one here, also on there. So these are a couple. Put that right there. And we'll take you right up to these other ones here. Look at this. 1816 to 1966. So it's 150 years. A very different stamp. I really haven't seen that one at all. Then it's accompanied by this stamp here. Oops. A little stocky kind of horse, huh? Short legs. Pretty neat. And we have this one here. Now look at that. This one you can see it says, I think it says 1918. I'm not sure. But another good one that I haven't seen before. And we have this one. Very different. That's a lot because you got to look through the red and everything and of course the post office markings in order to really see the picture that's behind it. So this one takes a little bit more of your focusing. Then we have this one. Now this was in with the stamps. And it does have a flag. So I'm not really sure whether this was, one of those self-addressed envelopes. It may have been. So if you know anything about this, by all means, leave it in a comment. But it was in with all the stamps. Sometimes you buy just a container full of loose stamps. And this was in there, so I'm thinking it maybe is. People just cut off and save just a part of the envelope that they wanted. Okay, then we have this little one here. 1226 to 1926. Just a little different. And this one here, the Spain one. Haven't seen this one. Very different. And we go down here, Posca. 1944 to 1954. So this is celebrating only 10 years. And this one's rather interesting. Vietnam Con Coa. Very, very different. Let me bring it up a little bit so you can see the corner of that stamp. There you go. Now this looks like a stamp. I don't know if it came with, if you ordered through the Spiegel catalog or what. It is Spiegel catalog stamp. So that's, might be stamps that was just for them. I don't know. I don't understand this one. So if you know the history behind this one, go ahead and leave it in a comment. Share with the rest of us. We'd surely appreciate that for sure. It's always nice to learn history. And we got this little one here. He just looked interesting. Let me bring him up a little bit more. There you go. That's an interesting one. I like the little design around the portrait. Very different. This here was also a very different one. I don't quite know what to think of this. Of course, you know, the 3-cent stamps were around for a long time. This is 1839 to 1939. A couple of ships coming in, a couple of other small ports or whatever in there. Look like the ports. Okay, and then we have this one from Pakistan. A lot of little things going on in that picture. So 4 cents. Okay, then we move you down to this one here. A 1954. Interesting for sure, isn't it? 10 cents. And this one, look at that, almost like you don't really have a face there. I mean, you can see post office marking really take a lot away, but there was very little to begin with to really distinguish. Very different. And then a beautiful little 3-cent one right there. Different kind of shape for a ship. At first when I looked at it, I thought, wait a minute, this is 2 ships. You have the sails there and the sails there, and it looked like it ended right there. So it's like one ship crossing the other, almost hitting. Ain't that one a rather different one, isn't it? And this is 1634 to 1934. But it's like 2 ships crossing in the water very close. Especially when you got them sails and everything, that can be really hard. Hard to maneuver and manage when you're in the waters. The big winds and everything. I hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and we'll bring you whatever else we find. Alrighty, be sure to share now. Bye-bye.